Hello. So I just got off the phone with Virginia Tech and I got the job that I applied for. So I'm super excited. So basically research tech. I'm so happy. I wanted that job so bad. Like I can't even begin to describe it. So we shall see. So my adventure to Blacksburg is, I don't know. I'm super excited. But that leads me to kind of what I want to talk about in this video. Because I think one of the only things that really got me that job was my shadowing experience. Because as far as research experience, I have none. As far as actual working in any kind of animal setting, I have none. So it has to have been all of my shadowing. So when I mentioned, I think in my last video, that when I decided that I wanted to be a vet, I started immediately calling veterinarian offices, trying to find a small animal vet for me to shadow, and that got me in the door right away. But a lot of people, they don't really know, what to do when they shadow, or, what to expect. And it can be a little bit nerve-wracking, especially if you know nothing about the profession. Some people, who've wanted to know, or who've known that they were a vet, who have known that they wanted to be a vet since they were like 5, has been around it, has been, whatever. And sometimes it can be a little intimidating. So, and there's a lot of, if you just Google shadowing, there's a lot of stuff out there. But what I did is day one, so I showed up, wear clothes that you feel comfortable in. I currently wear scrubs now. I got these at Walmart. Super awesome. They're like stretchy. They fit good. So don't go out and waste a ton of money on the stupid expensive scrubs. You can get them, a lot of places. But my first day I wore a pair of just kind of not super tight. I think they're Columbia pants. Just kind of comfortable, almost like hiking pants. And then just like a solid color t-shirt. And then once I saw everyone else was in scrubs, I was like, all right, I'm going to go get me a pair of scrubs. So I did. And I only own one pair because I shadow 2 or 3 times a week for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, depending on what I'm doing. I can't dedicate a ton of time each day because I work. But I try to do all the different settings. Like Monday, I work at animal physical therapy, shadow at an animal physical therapy clinic for 2 to 4 hours, depending on what time I have to go to work. Tuesday, I work at a private practice, small animal clinic. And then Friday, I work shadow at Banfield, which is a corporate, so I kind of get a lot of different experiences with that because they really are different. And then every once in a while, I try to go and shadow a livestock vet, but I have to go out of my way to do that. So like this Thursday, I'm doing that. So I go, try to get real personable with the vet. Some vets, they just aren't, I don't want to say friendly, but they're not that chatty. Like when I shadow at the physical therapy clinic, the vet is super nice, but I hang out with the LVT most of the time, which is fine with me because she knows almost just as much as a vet does. She's been in the field for 10 years, whatever. And I'm really comfortable with her. And whenever the vet's present, we talk. But she's just not a chatty person, and that's okay. But if there is a vet that you do feel really personable with, talk to them. Get to know them. Ask why they wanted to become a vet. Tell them about yourself. Make an actual connection, because these are the people who are going to write your letters of recommendation. These are the people who are going to give you tips. One of the vets that I shadow is the one who told me to apply for the job in Blacksburg. So now I have an in at Virginia Tech, which is the school I want to go to, and hopefully I can get that letter of recommendation that's going to put me above, other folks. So I recommend that. And then also some things that I personally do. Someone told me this is for a name tag, but I put a pin here. So that way I always have a pin on me. And then I have a little book. I went and bought this at Michael's or TJ Maxx. Because my scrubs, they have little pockets all right here. I got 12 pockets on this thing. I love it. This fits perfectly in my little pocket. And I date each day that I go in. You can't see that at all. There you go, a little bit. And anything interesting the vet says, or anything that I have a question about. Now, I'm always very inquisitive when I go in, but not to the point to where, like, you're getting in the way of their work. So, like, some things I write down, like, I don't know. Oh, so this is from, like, physical therapy, like, cruciate tears in dogs are super common. I wanted to look up just random crap about that. So patella displacement is usually medial in dogs, and in humans it's lateral. Just random little things like that, because I go back every once in a while and I look through this, and this is going to be like little tidbits that, you know, when you go into your interview, especially if you want to get into small animal practice, that, you know, you'll have like a little fun fact book of random crap you've learned. So this is awesome. I highly recommend that. I also go and I get business cards. Where are my business cards? I think they're in my purse. I get a business card everywhere that I shadow, and I hang on to it, and I write down the name of the vet that I shadow, just for like references. So if you ever want to call them and just be like, I don't know, you know, hey, whatever, recommendation, advice, it never hurts to have contacts. So that's one piece of advice. And then the other is I keep this folder, and in it I make my little sheet of hours that I do. And I just do the date, the clinic, how many hours I do, the vet, and then the vet signature. And I write my name on it. And this just helps you keep track, because when you go to do your application, you're going to need to know that. So I have one for vet clinic hours and then one for volunteer hours, because they're different. Right now I don't have a ton of volunteer hours. I go to the SPCA and I go and I help out on this one farm, but other than that I don't have a ton of volunteer hours, so I need to work on that. But basically, just go in there and be a good shadow. Wear your hair up, or if you're a guy, just make sure you're not in all your face. I don't recommend wearing perfume, just because animal sensitivity to that, you know, just don't. My roommate's home. What else? Yeah, just look clean, be professional, always call them by their title, and just enjoy it, and don't just shadow for hours. Make your shadowing worth it and learn stuff. So that's about all the advice I have as far as shadowing goes. But do it, because it'll allow you to meet people, and it can give you experience for a job you may want. So that's it. So until next time, goodbye.